Oh no, we lost.
Did we lose?
I hope we're still okay. I think we came back on.
Okay.
Throw us some hearts if you still see us. I think we lost it. We're out in the courtyard of our hotel, so we're hoping that the Wi-Fi still works. It looks like we're still going. Okay. So the question:
how much do you think you've grown in the last 3 years since we've been friends? I know for me, I can start out by saying it's been really this huge growth, and we've done a number of things together.
Mm-hmm.
We've done the Activate Purpose events together. I've grown so much and I've learned so much, and I think a lot of that has been accelerated because of our relationship, because we push each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know about you, but I wanted to ask that question.
So for those of you just joining, I'm hoping, throw us some hearts that I think Sherry Matthews said that it froze, but we started the stream again, so I'm hoping it's okay. So Reg has asked me, we talked about our friendship over the last 3 years, and, she was saying how much that she knows, obviously, that she's grown, but how have I grown? And it's been incredible because, like I said, when I first met Reg and at that space that I was in, I believe that the only thing that I could offer this world was in the hearing world, being an audiologist. And I'm good at it, and I love doing it. And that's all it was, because I remember thinking, well, I've got some ideas, but I'm not really too sure if they're that great. I really don't know. And then even if they were, I don't even know where to start, implementing or doing anything to take those steps. And I remember some of the first times that I did grow was when I would visit California, and I always made it a point to call Reg and schedule something. And so I think one of the very first meetings that we had,
you flew out here and we hung out one whole day. And
yeah, that was okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, yes. See, we've done some crazy things. Okay, wait, let's talk about that day too, because we got to talk about 2 people on that day, or 1 person on that day too. But yeah, so but before that, I think I came out for a family event, and I met with her, and I remember we met at Mimi's Cafe in Anaheim, and we sat across the table, and I think I was teary too, because it just meant so much, because we were sitting there and we talked about fear. That was our first conversation, is we talked about fear. Oh my gosh, look, my battery's dying. We're going to talk fast. So we talked about fear, and it was something that we talked about. It wasn't we're trying to avoid it, or we weren't trying to skirt around it, but she really talked about how we need to move through fear. Mm-hmm. And that was one of the first conversations that we had after we first met. And then, yes, we totally, okay, so then she tells me, oh, why don't you fly out? We'll work on your business, or you can help me on my business, And so I did. That was one of the craziest things I've ever done. I have also posted about this, because I literally flew out in the morning. I didn't even have anything. I just had my computer and my purse. I would go to work.
Yep.
It was a work day. We spent the day together, and then I flew home at night. It was and then I totally was the entrepreneur life. But that was a fun trip too, because well, okay, so we did work. But then we went to this hot pot place with Joni Young.
Right.
So Joni, okay, somebody tag Joni Young on this.
That's right.
I learned so much from those 2 ladies over hot pots.
It was awesome.
Oh my, okay, yes, the food was super tasty, but oh my gosh, Joni talked to me about pilot studies and we got work done.
Strategy. We were talking about so much business strategy. Yeah. It was awesome.
I can't even describe how you just, like I said, you make your plans, you walk into them, you don't know what you're going to get into, and then you leave with a wealth of knowledge. So, I totally learned how to move through fear. I learned how to show up for people. What else have I learned? If you don't know the steps, ask. There are people around you. Thank you, Sherry Matthews, for tagging Joni Young. She's going to be like, oh my gosh, I totally remember those hot pots.
Yeah, you guys, you know what? It's something that I tell everyone when I do coaching. This is something that I came to recognize. Don't worry about the how. Define the what. What is it that you want to do? What is it that you should be doing that you might not be doing now because you're allowing fear and doubt and other things to stand in your way?
Absolutely.
But focus on the what. Just set aside all the other stuff, all the other crap, because that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Focus on the what. And when you define the what, I guarantee you, the who's that will help you define the how will start showing up.
I agree. Absolutely. Yep. So, I've learned so much, and now we're kind of on the next step. Now we've got a couple of different ways that our businesses are going. I'm creating something new. Reg is working on a little bit different avenue, to what she normally works on. And so our word for the year is action. And so I talked to her on our 2.5 hour bus ride here, about this year is all about learning for me. We had talked about what is the goal? What is the goal for this conference? And to me is to really learn as much as I can, because I know that there's still a path, and I know that I still have to do the work after that. So to this week or the next 2 days, and then for the rest of the year, is going to be learning and really putting my nose to the grind of I've got work to do, to build what I need to build.
And you have amazing people in your life that can help you do that.
Yes. And Sherry Matthews is one, and she's still going strong. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Sherry shows up and she calls you. When Sherry calls, you better answer that call, because she's got some wisdom waiting for you on the other side. So, yeah. Anyway. So thank you for joining us. Make those connections, make those real connections, spend the time, meeting people and really delving deep further into who they are about. And, and I've had people ask me, how do you make these connections? And honestly, I go into them open and looking at nothing except about learning about them. And I think that's when you make the best connections is you really don't care about what is that person going to do for you, but I just want to learn about you because you're kind of awesome, and you probably know a lot of stuff that I don't know. And so I think that's going to be helpful for those of you.
And here's a tip. When you're in a situation like that, don't look for the most important person in the room, because the person in front of you, if you are present with them and you really get to learn about them, it might turn out that they are your divine connection, that they are the resource that you need. But if you aren't present and you're focusing on how do I connect with other people who might have a name or an influence, you might miss what you really need to get you to your next level.
I love that. That is such good advice. Yep. I love it. All right, so we're going to sign off. It is getting dark, and we don't have our fancy lights.
No, we have a beautiful fireplace in front of us.
We do have a really good fireplace in front of us. But thank you for joining. Thanks for staying up late. And keep tuning in to both of our social media feeds for the next few days, because we'll be on and we'll be sharing what we learned. So thank you for joining.